Hey, all, we're back with another top 5 list revised. New and improved for 2026. I know it's been quite a while since Trent and I have done these types of videos, and I honestly have had a ton of people asking about it too. That we need to do it. We need to put whatever our new bottles might be that get into these particular lists and so on and so forth. So we're going to do that. We're going to do a couple more after this.
Yeah.
That's where we're at. I think we stopped, and you and I were arguing a little bit on the last video because I said $28 and you said $30.
Round up, it's
whatever. But I think
there's
like 28. But
there's very few between 28 and 30.
Yeah.
So what are we doing?
30 to 50. Well, okay. I'm just going to round out because my mind just doesn't really work well like that. And I think we're doing 30 to 50. The following week we'll do 50 to 75, and then 75 and above.
And that'll be a doozy.
Yeah, that'll be fine. The problem that we have with this particular list, though, is Trent and I have argued enough. Let's put it that way. We've argued enough of what should be in, what should be out with 5 bottles. So I have a special mention. I'm going to give it to him on this one. I'm going to, sometimes as a dad, you kind of just got to step back and let the kids win. You know that, right? The parents out there, you understand that. So
yeah,
sometimes you got to let the kids win.
Sure.
So I couldn't just dismiss it.
It's a great bottle.
In our area, we could still get this, the Four Roses single barrel. We can get that under $50. It's been a great addition to the bar for so many years. I couldn't leave it out. I love the fact, too, that they're having these yearly releases now with their individualized OESVE, all these different things that come out. There's 3 last year, supposed to be 1 this year. I think that's great. I think the price point's great. You still get those for a little less than $50. Yeah. I have to mention Four Roses single barrel, one of my favorite bottles. But guess what? It didn't quite make the list because Trenton was standing on his basket, on his bushel basket with this one.
What's a bushel? I don't know what a bushel is. Educate me in the comments.
You go with me apple picking.
Like a...
No. That's
which one? Oh, that's my bad. Oh, man. Kyle, blank that out. Blur that out.
Don't do that.
We were arguing a little bit about the Green River, and this is in particular the foolproof. MSRP is $49.99, so it's a little bit more expensive than the Four Roses single barrel. I think those are
just a couple ticks under
$47.
It's just a couple ticks under that $50 here for us.
And if you add tax and stuff, which unfortunately you have to do, then it's over $50. But MSRP is still $49.99. Right. So that's kind of where we were scuttlebutting a little bit about, but. Guys, the Green River has really done very well with their foolproof offerings, the foolproof weeded. Their single barrels are fantastic, and the biggest advantage I think they have over a lot of other distilleries is their price points. Mm-hmm. $49.99 for a foolproof bourbon. This I think is 117.3 proof, and it really doesn't disappoint.
Guess what? It's Trenton. I love that bottle too. I'm not opposed of it being in the list.
No,
it's just if it was my personal list, we'd start with the Four Roses single barrel. With your list, we start with the Green River.
Yeah.
And that's okay. Let us know in the comments who's right and who's wrong. Let us know.
Well, okay, you guys know I don't particularly I can't say I don't love Four Roses because we've done 2 or 3 picks for Patreon at Four Roses and I love them. Their profiles for their single barrels and stuff usually don't jive very well with me, but the Green River does. So this is kind of my pick. That's kind of Kurt's pick.
Yep.
So
all right, moving on. I had to get a wild turkey in there sometime soon with these videos, and I'm coming in with this 8-year. I love it. Absolutely love it. What I said in the last video about the Wild Turkey 101, it didn't quite make it on that list just because of those some bad batches that I had. Now, I'm sure it's probably straightened out by now. I'm sure there's some good batches out there of the 101. It's still a great bottle. I'm not going to mislead you there. For me personally, as long as I can find an 8-year-old in that $45 range, $42, $45, I won't buy another 101. That's just me. Because I've got a couple of older ones. I got 2 or 3 older ones around here, so you understand where I'm coming from. I think this is a credible value for what you get in this 8-year-old Wild Turkey.
And I know we have a lot of fun on the channel with the rare breed being not the best bottle and it being kind of mid and everything. And similar to Four Roses, Wild Turkey's profiles don't necessarily lean in favor for me most of the time. But I will say I do have one of these at home. I do drink it quite a bit. It's not something I go to every day, but I think they really knocked it out of the park with the 8-year, especially for the price. I mean, you can't really go wrong with something like that. Yeah. I already kind of pulled this one out. If Kyle forgot to blur it out, then you've already seen it. We're going with the Michter's. This is a small batch bourbon. This is 91.4 proof, and I think this is around $44.99 last I checked. Normally, with, for me in particular, the bourbons that usually lean a little bit more price efficient, like this Michter's here, and it being 91 proof. Usually I find them to be a little bit thin, a little bit lackluster in terms of the flavor profiles that they have. I don't know what they do at Michter's. They did this with their 10-year. The 2023 Michter's 10-year, it was like 92.3 proof or something. One of the best
Fabulous
10-years I've ever had, and it's 92 proof. So this one really follows suit with packing in a whole bunch of flavor into a lower proof, lower price offering from Michter's, and I think they do a fantastic job. I don't think this gets talked about as much as it should.
No, and it doesn't. And truth be known, this is Trenton's idea. I didn't even think of this bottle. So I had a couple little tastes here and there, and I could not agree with him more.
It's great.
It's fantastic. It had to make the list. I think it's wonderful. For $45, it's great.
Yeah,
good stuff.
It is.
All right. One that I wouldn't back off and never would, Maker's Mark Cask
wouldn't.
Strength. One of the best deals I think you can get in the world of bourbon. Maker's Mark Cask Strength. I do believe in our area it's still under $40. I think it's in that $38 range, Trenton, in our area. Maker's Mark 101 is another one that's in that category. It's not going to eclipse the Cask Strength. It's not. So it can't be in this list. But keep it in mind, it's a great option to bump the proof up just a little bit. It's still relatively inexpensive and a good option, but this Cask Strength is fantastic. It's held up well in blinds for us too. It has to be on the list between $30 and $50.
Maker's kind of just clears most other bottles and blinds, and it's pretty wild.
Yeah.
I didn't realize I was that big of a Maker's fan. I know Ken is, I know Kurt is, but I didn't realize how big of a Maker's fan I was until we started doing a lot of blinds with it, and it's usually just spot on. It's fantastic. I think that also, did that beat the Antique 107, or was that a different Maker's bottle?
Yeah,
I can't remember. I think it did.
I think it did, but I don't know exactly.
Last but not least, and by the way, these are in no particular order. No. Like this is our fifth favorite, whatever. This is just kind of how
this is our top 5 favorites.
Yeah, and
we have right now in the
price
category.
We're gonna be blinding it on Friday, so don't miss that. I think we actually might toss in the special mention to see where that goes in the list, just to see because I'm curious. So prep your palate.
Okay, 6.
We're doing a 6er.
Oh,
so,
boy.
One that will never not be in a list like this is Knob Creek 9-year.
I was a little bit saddened when we started this little series that this crept over the $30 mark.
I remember I used to buy it for like 25, 26, 27 bucks.
I did too, and wow, what a banger for that price point. Still fantastic. I think in our area it's actually up to like 36, I think.
Is it
or something like that? It's something like that. So around the $35 mark, a 9-year age stated bourbon. This has been a wonderful bottle down here. It's just I don't know too many people that dislike it. I really don't.
I'd be curious because I know that we've put this in lists before. It's really kind of like a list magnate or whatever word you want to insert there. I think it really ticks off a lot of boxes in terms of the age statement, the price, the proof. They do a great job with Knob Creek.
They do.
I know a lot of people have some disdain for like the 12-year and whatnot, but I haven't seen a whole lot of hate on the 9-year. So let us know what you think of the 9-year in the comments because I haven't seen it.
Heard disdain on the 12.
Oh yeah, really? Yeah. Some people either love it or they hate it.
Wow. Okay.
And I didn't realize that until it started coming up in some blinds that we were doing with the 12-year with the Evan Williams and stuff.
All right, I didn't catch that.
Yeah, there were a couple people that hated it.
Wow.
But I don't really ever see much hate about the Knob Creek 9-year, so I'd be curious.
Now, I mean, $35, roughly $35. I mean, my goodness.
And there are some people that I've seen comments with, they say, I'm usually not a big Jim Beam fan, but I love Knob Creek.
Same, right here.
And I think that doesn't really fit the normal nutty, tobacco-y, leathery profile that some other Jim Beam products have. I think Knob Creek does a great job.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm with you 100%. And once again, guys, we are trying to choose bottles that we feel most everyone should be able to find in some form or fashion. We did not include and will not include the rest of the lists. Certain bottles, craft distilleries, so on and so forth that we absolutely love that's really tough for everybody to find. So keep that in mind as well. But I'm having a good time with this. This has been a long time since we've done anything similar. And it's a good refresher. I would not have pulled this one out. It's
great. It's a great bottle. Well, and it's interesting too because we talk about pricing a lot up here, but we don't necessarily take a step back to say, hey, this was $35 a couple of years ago. It was in this bracket with these bottles, and now this won't even fit in a $30 bracket.
Right.
I think this used to be under $30 in our area, and it's interesting to see where things are going. I know last year, I think it was 2 years ago, we had New Riff in there and a couple other ones that were either priced out or just didn't make the list for one reason or another. So this is cool. Let us know what we missed, if anything. Let us know which up here is your favorite. Stay tuned for Friday. We're gonna blind this and the Four Roses.
Boy's hurting me now.
And see where they land.
Gotta have a good meal before that one.
Yeah, eat a lot of pizza or bread. We're not gonna have JJ's down here, but we'll figure something out. We'll figure
it out. That's for sure. All right, guys. As always, I ask you to please drink responsibly. See you next time right down here with Trent and me in the good old basement bourbon bar. See you later.